Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Here we go, everybody. A couple weeks ago, you guys went up to Quebec, beautiful Quebec, to check out the game, play the game. Tell me everything. What did you actually get to see or play?
Who wants to start?
Why don't you start? We'll go from right to left.
We saw a lot. They sat us down. We talked to a lot of the minds behind the game. We saw a lot of very good presentations and a lot of gameplay, a lot of which we took back with us. So we saw them playing the game in the different styles you can play it. Like there's the hunter path, which is bow focused. There's the warrior, which is like up close, loud, and there's the assassin path, which is. You want to guess?
Is it sneaky? Wait, I was there. It is.
Oh,
yes,
my God,
it is.
sneaky.
Yeah. Joe, and one of the things I want to point out about it too is that like if you played Origins, like last year's entry, a lot of it is going to seem familiar because it's like follows a similar kind of formula, but it also seems like it's going deeper and getting in some of the things that like, so for me personally, I was a little disappointed by Origins. It was a good game. I enjoyed playing it, but it also wasn't exactly like when I think Assassin's Creed, it didn't necessarily capture the pillars of like what I'm looking for in that experience, at least based on previous installments.
Right.
This one's getting back to some of those things in a little more of a like, in a stronger way. There are like more, there are like more kind of like other loops you can pursue. Things like the ship combat and exploration stuff is coming back in a bigger way. There's kind of a like recruitment system, a little like Metal Gear Solid 5 even.
Yeah.
Like you can, you can like, you're basically like, you can tranquilize and recruit people basically. And
that seems, I'm interested in that idea because it seems like, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it seems like Leo and maybe a little bit Cork, you guys really enjoyed Origins because it was less Assassin's Creedy. It kind of felt like a breath of fresh air. Am I reading that correctly?
I don't think I liked it because of that. I just didn't dislike it because it was not like previous Assassin's Creed. Like I really like Syndicate a lot.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But I also like Origins a lot. But I can understand what Joe's saying in that like if you really enjoyed the Assassin's Creed formula, you get tripped up a little bit with Origins because it's a lot different.
Yeah.
And this is also, we should point out, we all share a love of Syndicate. And this is the same studio that made that one.
Did you get to geek out about Syndicate at all?
A little bit, yeah. But it's also interesting because, like, at one point we asked them, like, we did straight up ask, like, is there, like, do you ever want to make Syndicate 2, right? And the response was a sort of like, I think Syndicate is a good sort of high point for that style of Assassin's Creed game.
But we've moved on. Is kind of the
But it's moved
implication.
on, yeah.
Plus, where do you even set it? You know, that would be a tricky thing.
The Old West.
And they also seem just generally more excited and invested in sort of, pushing the series forward in different ways, I guess, which I can understand.
Did you get a sense of like the amount of communication between them and Montreal working on Origins? Because it feels so Origins-y. But the whole thing with Origins is like, oh, this is like, we took a year off. This is a big build up to this thing. So in theory, as they're ramping up with Origins, they're also ramping up secretly with round 2 with this thing here.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't get explicit about the stuff like that, but the sense that you get is that even though there's one particular studio that's kind of taking the lead on any given Assassin's Creed game, it seems like just Ubisoft as an entity is fully invested in every one of those entries, right? Like there are multiple studios that are helping out in other ways. There's a sort of creative, as far as I can tell, I think that like, even though there's someone who might be the creative director on a particular game, I think there's like a franchise guidance creative team.
Right.
That's
like Jean Guston or whatever his name is in Montreal. Yeah.
So because of that, I think that there's just always, it seems like there's always various kinds of communication about that franchise among all the studios that are working on it in various different capacities.
Especially because like you have elements that certainly could work in isolation, but when you've got the modern day stuff, which is kind of a thread that goes between them, it would be absurd for there not to be some kind of communication to be like, hey, well, you have to wait till it comes out to play it to see what happens with Layla.
That'd be like mapping out a Star Wars trilogy where every director gets to do whatever they want to do. That'd be insanity. So it's interesting because Leo and Cork, you guys actually went up there for a preview event and got to play, what, like 4 or 5 hours of the game?
Yeah, 5 hours apiece.
An absurd amount. We already covered a little bit on the podcast. So now this second round, what did you learn that was the most exciting? What was the biggest surprise, I guess, from this visit?
You know me. I'm a stealth boy.
Yeah, actually, we never see you go into the office. It's just suddenly we turn around and you're back there at your standing desk.
That's right. I never wear shoes. Tiptoeing around. When we played it, for that preview event, I tried to be as stealthy as possible, and I found it very hard to do. I wasn't very effective because, obviously, controversial point about Origins and following up with this one, everybody's got health bars. You can't guarantee one-hit kill everybody when you're coming from stealth.
Okay.
Which would be a little overpowered in the context of what this game is.
Yeah.
But still, I'm a stealth boy.
That's not our job.
Exactly.
Like, figuring out that design isn't our job. It should be fun. You should be able to jump down and stab someone and they're done.
Right, especially in a single-player game.
Yeah.
Who cares if it's overpowered?
Yeah.
But from what they showed us, going from the start, building an assassin character, putting your skill points in the assassin path, not just in each skill, but multiple points in each skill. So the critical assassination, which is just holding Y,
Yeah.
that can do up to 300% of your assassin damage. So like if you can only do a third of the health bar, if you do that critical assassinate, that's a one-hit kill. But
So effectively. Okay.
you need bar to do it. You need adrenaline. And you build that up by doing assassinations on the smaller guys.
Okay.
So there's the kind of stealth loop of going into a base, taking out the smaller guys, building up bar, and then taking out the bigger guys.
Do they call it building up bar?
No, that's a solely
Is that a Leo
thing.
thing? What the hell are you talking about?
He's a stealth boy and a bar boy.
Like
It's like you never built up bar before.
bar.
They're fond of calling it adrenaline.
Okay, thank you.
Internally.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure. But yes, and outfits and stuff that buff your assassin abilities, it seems way more viable than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, that's nice. All
We saw
right.
proof of them doing it.
Okay, so stealth
great.
excited Leo.
Yes.
Let's see, building up a squad, Metal Gear Solid 5 style, excited Joe. And what excited you, Jeff Quirk?
I like. I'm a hunter kind of guy. I like to use a
hunter
bow.
guy,
I'm
yeah.
a hunter guy. And one of the things they've done is streamlined the weapon inventory a little bit, so you don't have multiple types of bows. You just have a bow or multiple bows that you can get with different specs and everything. But
You equip one bow.
you equip one bow at a time, but you shoot different arrows that you can. You've got like skills that you assign. So like, okay, I want to shoot a bunch of arrows quickly. I want to shoot like a arrow that I can shoot and steer in the air. So like the functionality is still there, but it isn't tied necessarily to a specific type of bow. And the thing I think I'm most excited about is they've got a ghost arrow skill.
Okay.
You got to build up bar before
You got to
can
build
use
up.
it.
A
Gotta
bar
get that
for it.
bar for Ghost.
But
Okay.
it's basically you shoot it and it's some kind of magical thing that will go through cliffs and rock and walls and everything and just it's like a straight laser.
Yeah, it's like a phase arrow or something. It's
Yeah.
just,
I love
yeah.
it. It seems like they're really pushing the boundaries of, look, it's historically accurate-ish,
This
but we're
is
going to
a
have some
video
fun.
game.
It's
Yeah.
what if you were a superhero in a real version of ancient Greece?
Is
which
that their
fun.
pitch?
Not exactly their pitch. That's what
Okay.
I got out of it.
Yeah, I was also confused by like they haven't said anything about gods or any sort of mysticism in this game so far, right?
Right.
Okay.
But I mean, some of that is tied to the fact, like, I guess I don't know for sure what that will be other than, like, yeah, there are temples around that people worship or whatever, but, like...
Well, they showed a Minotaur in the first trailer, right? I think they teased a Minotaur. Am I nuts?
Are you nuts?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, thank you. All
I
right,
don't
so there's
remember
something
that.
like that.
Well, the Assassin's Creed take generally is like, here's the Joker who put on a mask and everybody made a big myth out of it.
Right, right.
So that could still be what's happening.
Yeah, usually, like, the Assassin's Creed explanation for anything, like religious or supernatural is, like, it has to do with the first civilization and their artifacts.
it's just a
So-
catch-all bucket of first Civ type stuff.
Yeah.
Two other minor changes
Yeah.
that are worth mentioning, I guess. No shields anymore,
Yeah.
right? You're just blocking with your weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Don't try that in
Okay.
real life. That sounds
And
like a disaster.
As you level up, you stop taking fall damage.
yes.
You can basically eagle dive from anywhere. You do a front flip, land on your feet, and you're fine.
On your feet?
On your feet. Yeah.
Does it make a boing sound or anything?
It's snapping twigs. He goes, or she.
Right,
Yeah.
naturally. Yeah, 'cause you can choose your character in the beginning of this game.
Correct.
Got it. Joe, feeling good about it?
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. It seems like the sort of thing. I mean, we'll have another feature on this coming up here shortly, but like the Mercenary System is something that's really cool, which is something that's kind of like the Falakis in the first game, the like high, like not necessarily high level, but like challenging encounters out in the world that you sort of like you progress through and sort of raise in the ranks, and yeah, that system seems very
Okay.
exciting.
It's got plenty of systems in there. That's cool.
I like systems.
I got it. What else is coming up throughout the month? for the month
coverage?
of coverage. Thank you.
Yeah, great.
I'm going to Gamescom.
That sounds exciting.
We got a video about the recruitment, which maybe we should temper expectations a little bit. It's kind of a light version of Metal Gear Solid 5. It's not full on that. It's its own take
Right.
on it. It's
Right.
mostly feeds into the naval and buffs for that.
Okay.
But we'll
Yeah.
have full details about that coming up.
Yeah, it's not like there's no mother base that you're doing a whole R&D thing. And
Okay.
whatever, but
Right.
Gotcha.
still interesting.
Cool. Anything else fun?
Yeah, more about the stealth and the way you play, which is my little baby.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm a stealth boy.
Yeah, Leo, we got it. We got it. Your mic isn't even on. That's how stealthy you are in this segment. Cool. Gameformer.com/
AC Odyssey.
Oh, that's beautiful. That was just a clip from a larger show called The Game Informer Show. You can find it on iTunes, Google Play, or GameInformer.com. We take the fun opportunities and exclusive information from Game Informer magazine and boil it into a show that airs every Thursday with exclusive cover story information, developer interviews, a lot of fun stuff. So come love games with us.